It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. So if you want to go ahead and be silly for the camera, I may or may not use it, but don't say anything incriminating. I'll be back.
That's inappropriate. I feel like there's like an expectation to be silly on camera. What if I don't want to be silly right now, Christian? As you're in there taking a shit? What if I don't want to be silly? What if I just want to sit here in silence and check the news? See if Elon's thrown up another Nazi salute or something. You know, I might miss out on that. Just because you're pooping and you want me to be silly? I'm not going to stand for that. In fact, I'm going to continue sitting. Even when this is over, I'm not getting up. How do I look? I want to see. Do I look good?
I've grabbed myself a Diet Coke like a single divorced mom.
How's your baby daddy doing?
He's just not paying up.
What?
It's just the first of the month and he's not paying the child support.
Oh, I mean, do the kids at least see him?
No, because he's a piece of trash and he works in construction. And as he claims, the construction has a whole lot of money in it, but I ain't never seen none of that money.
What's his name? I think I might know him.
His name's Guile.
Guile?
Yeah.
Oh, that son of a bitch.
That motherfucker. And I think he works in
He works in construction.
He works in construction.
I do like how he'll advertise his shows by he'll like post like him like literally doing whatever shitty construction job he's doing that day and just be like, come to my shows, please.
Please come to my shows so I don't have to
want
do
to quit.
Do you think a lot of your silliness comes from the fact that you grew up fat? And I need to know this because that's where a lot of my comedy and silliness comes from.
I think so. I think it must. But at the same time, which I'm also trying to talk about this on stage more, is when I was growing up fat, like for a while, I didn't even know I was fat.
Oh, dang, dude.
You know what I mean?
Because the world would not let me forget that I was fat. You didn't know you were fat?
No, yeah, like for a while. And then once I knew that I was fat, which is pretty much like high school time frame, I didn't know that other people knew I was fat.
Wow.
And so, but regardless, I've always had like, I guess a bit of a sense of humor or whatever. Like I did theater growing up also. You know, I was in plays, you know, I did like local like community theater and then also for like the schools that I was in. So I've always just had that outlet to just be like a silly goose.
Yeah, and being fat in theater, it's welcome because everyone needs that fat theater kid.
Yeah.
You're landing certain roles. The only musical I ever did in high school was Beauty and the Beast. And the role that I landed, like I couldn't be Beast. Beast was this chiseled guy that played football also. It was a very High School Musical story type thing, you know? But I played Maurice, the crazy father.
Yeah.
My body type it made sense.
Yeah. I played Gaston in Beauty and the Beast.
Shut the fuck up. Really?
Yeah.
And you were fat at this time?
I was I think it's more chubby.
Okay.
If anything. I think if I remember correctly, this was either before I gained like a massive amount of weight or it might have been after I started losing. I'm not entirely sure on the timeline. But yeah, because I lost 50 pounds in high school. Oh, because I got like really fat. Well, like in high school. Before that, I was pretty much just like a chubby kid. I call it fat regardless because it was fat.
Okay,
but
what weight were you at your heaviest?
So I was the weight I am right now, which is 180.
But you weren't as tall.
I mean, I was probably 2 inches shorter. The thing is the difference was muscle mass, and I'm not saying I'm jacked.
Oh yeah, you are. I see what you're doing.
And I was like 180 pounds, probably like 5'4", you know, at the time, which right now I'm 5'6", not really anything crazy.
Couldn't tell. You should just wear some Air Forces.
I had no muscle. Like push-ups, I could do maybe one. Couldn't do pull-ups. So once I started losing weight, when I lost that 50 pounds, I was able to I think I got up to like 25 like pull-ups, by the time I lost it. But at that point, I'm like 120 pounds, and I was much stronger now.
Wait, how did you lose all the weight? Was there like a catalytic moment? Did a girl break your heart?
No. It was actually once I realized that I was fat. This is a little vulnerable. Okay. I was in the shower crying.
Oh, fuck.
and I was like, you're fat. Like, I was just like very self-deprecating. And
you were telling yourself that.
I was telling myself, I was like, this needs to change. You're fat. And at the same time, like, I was also having this moment where I'm like, what am I doing? Like, after high school, like, because I was not very good with grades, or schoolwork in general. And so I had made the decision to join the Marine Corps. And on top of that, I hated how I looked. I hated how I felt. And so I started dieting, which my diet was very simple. I just stopped eating fast food. I stopped drinking soda, and I stopped eating sweets.
Sometimes it's that simple. You don't have to count
anything other than that. I would just not eat the foods that I was mostly eating all the time at that point. And then I think it started in the beginning. I would just kind of like wake up every morning and run a mile. And then eventually, as I started like losing more weight or getting a little bit more in shape, like my mom got me a gym membership, so I'd go work out at the gym. I'd swim. I'd run to the gym, and then I'd like did some sports.
What grade were you at this point?
I think it was my sophomore year.
And you already had the mindset that you wanted to join the Marine Corps.
Yeah, because pretty much all of junior and senior year was just dedicated to getting ready for the Marine Corps.
Dude, at least you lost weight during a time, because I kept all of my weight. Yeah. I was 255 pounds up until I was 19 years old.
Really? Yeah. See, I never got there. Yeah. I never got
use me as an example.
Yeah. God, that must have sucked. Tell me about it.
It was horrible. You think that you crying in the shower saying you're fat is depressing? My shit was, I lost all my weight because of heartbreak.
Really?
That's depressing. I was a rom-com. I was Ryan Reynolds from the movie Just Friends.
Love that movie.
Perfect. Yeah. I love that movie so much because I connect deeply with that man, right? Friend zoned with every single crush that I had.
Yep, same.
Love you like a brother. Might as well be a text tone with how much I heard it. And so because of that, I was, after my first breakup, I just decided to start running like crazy. And I lost 75 pounds in like 3 months.
Hell yeah.
I had a big head. I like lost too much weight too fast.
Yeah, you look like, what is that, the Airheads candies?
Oh, easily. Yeah. I looked like, I looked like I had the same silhouette as a lollipop.
Oh,
as dude. Because I had no muscle mass.
And no one wanted to put you in their mouth, huh?
Nah, dude, no one wanted. Actually, sadly, when you do lose weight, when people say like, it doesn't matter what you look like, it matters what's on the inside. Fuck that. Because right when I lost weight, I got a lot more female attention. Yeah. And I acted completely the same. It's not like I was acting any more confidently. Yeah. I mean, was it like that for you? Were you getting a lot more of the female gaze?
Yeah, I would. And I didn't know. I wasn't able to pick up on it a lot.
Yeah.
It's you ever like now as an adult, you look back on things and you're like, she was hitting on me.
Always.
Yeah. So I wasn't until like after high school and like I kind of, started actually like talking to women more and like getting like more attention that I recognized. Yeah. I would look back. Like I remember in theater, this is after I lost weight. I forget what play I was in, but me and this one girl were in the green room and she just goes, it was just me and her. She goes, I've never given a blowjob before, which is a clear sign. And my response to it, because I didn't pick up on it, was like, neither have I.
That's smooth. That's funny. But
I wasn't trying to be funny. I was just like, oh, we're sharing fun facts. Nice. Like,
because that would be smooth if you said neither have I, and she laughs, and then you follow up with, well,
yeah.
We should share a cock together,
Yeah. We should suck a dick together.
Hey, oh my God. Yeah, I've definitely looked back at old Facebook messages because back when I was in early college, I wasn't on Instagram like that, but I was using Facebook Messenger. And I look back and there was this girl that was out of nowhere just said, because I was that Filipino guy that brought the ukulele to school sometimes and would sing and whatnot.
Were you tutting too?
Definitely did not do that.
We had like 5 of those.
Were they? Oh, dude. It kind of comes with the genes. It's either karaoke or tutting when you're Filipino. But yeah, she messaged me when I was in community college. She said, hey, I just bought a ukulele. Any way I could get private lessons? Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, sorry, I'm out of town. But if you look up YouTube tutorials... Because I was not thinking that any girl was finding me attractive. So like it would go over my head.
You're just so used to the friend zone. It's just every girl's a friend.
Every girl's a friend.
That's honestly, I'm still like that to this day. Like, I mean, obviously I could recognize when someone's attractive, but like when I like meet a woman, my first thought isn't like, oh, I'm trying to smash or I'm trying to date. I'm just like, this is a friend.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like I'm never like on the prowl, if that makes sense.
Do you get this? So after you like, let's say you kill a set.
Yeah.
Have girls ever gone up to you afterwards? Because they say that comedy is a very attractive trait, which I could agree with that. Have girls ever tried to shoot their shot at you because you were just a monster on stage?
I feel like I don't really get approached by too many women after shows. I feel like, I mean, like obviously like some of them like will come up and like, hey, good set. And it's like always just very brief.
Okay.
But I mean, like there has been times like I've met girls at shows before, but it's never like them approaching me because of the set. It's more or less like I'll go stand at the bar and they just happen to be there and then we'll like strike conversation. Because I'm not good at approaching women.
So you're trying to wait for women to approach you?
I'm not even waiting. I'm just there hanging out. Like when I meet a woman at like in a public setting, it's always just because we happen to be standing next to each other, and I'll start a conversation, but it's always just because you're right next to me.
Oh.
I never see a girl across from the bar and go like, I'm gonna go talk to her.
That's
you know
good.
what I mean?
That's
because
good.
I feel like for me at least, I'm setting myself up for failure. I'm like, so I'd rather like if there's a woman right next to me, I will talk to her, but it's always just with the intent just to talk. And if it goes somewhere, great. Yeah. And if not, then guess what? My expectations were not a fail. Is that the right wording? Anyways,
yeah, I would say
my expectations were not met. Anyways,
I mean, you're a very namaste, low stakes guy.
Yeah.
That's good.
Why put myself in stressful situations? Like, I don't want to go home and be like, man, I really fumbled this girl tonight.
Because there's guys like that. That are these dudes.
I'd rather go home and be like, I talked to a girl.
At least
with
I talked to
expectations, dog.
How about what's your DM game like? Are you good at DMing?
My DM game? I mean, I don't exactly slide into girls' DMs. Again, everything is approached as if I'm just being a friend.
Hey.
And no, not even that. Like it's like if they post something on their story, I'll just like make a comment about what's on the story and hope that it's funny. And if not, I'm like, all right, I'll move on.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wait, so you can't clock in if a girl is hitting on you. Do they have to say the words, I'm into you, I'm hitting on you?
No, I mean, I could clock it in now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't go into things without expectation. I guess, like, there is one that happened recently. I did a private show, and I kept getting approached by, like, the older women that were there, but not for them trying to get with me. They were trying to hook me up with their daughters.
That's weird.
And one of them, like, brought up her daughter to me, and it was just, like, it felt like a forced like conversation.
Okay.
And like we were like talking there for a minute, but there was like no like real connection or anything. Nothing against her. It was just like it felt forced. And like once I'm forced into a conversation, I'm like, this is not, it feels weird. I can't really like continue trying with that. And then later on that night, one of the other girls that was there that I talked to very briefly, she actually reached out to her friend to ask our other friend to get my Snapchat.
Wow.
And I didn't even have a Snapchat, but I remembered that girl and I was like, she's pretty hot. So I downloaded the Snapchat and I made the profile and everything. And then I talked to her for like 2 weeks, never went anywhere. And like that was the end of that. And I was like,
you guys didn't send each other spicy photos, like the whole thing.
There was like one bathtub photo, but it wasn't like her like nude body. It was
I'm
more
glad
like
the bathtub photo wasn't from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was just me in the bathtub, just weaning her out, like
peeking out of the suds.
Peeking out the bubbles. Yeah. No, it was just like her, just like in the tub with like shoulders up or anything. It wasn't anything scandalous.
Okay.
And that was about it. Like, and it was just we talked for like 2 weeks, and then it's when you're not like, for me, if I am talking to someone, it's like, hey, let's hang out this weekend, because if not, this is going to fade away and die out real quick. And it was like, she was busy, I was busy. And so we just never, it faded away after 2 weeks. We stopped talking. I
ask all these questions because I'm just curious now, because I've been in a relationship for over 10 years now. So Are you
married?
No, I'm engaged.
Okay.
It's on the other finger because sometimes this hand swells up. Okay. I just don't drink enough water in my life.
So you like to confuse people. All right.
I like to be, that's how I'm mysterious.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not engaged. This is bling.
Yeah, just like, I'm just fucking dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the game is like nowadays, so I always try to live vicariously. Yeah, you might be the wrong candidate for me to ask all these questions about.
I mean, most relationships I am into, it's just a product of like we were in the same place at the same time.
That's so romantic.
Yeah, like it's pretty much, it's never, Like, I mean, I've dated coworkers, I've dated, I've dated women that like I went to school with years ago who just like, we kind of just started talking again one day.
Yeah.
And then like, that's it. Like Hinge and Tinder have obviously worked in the past, but nothing long term.
Ooh, yeah. Break down to me what your dating app profile is like. Because that's always interesting to me. It's like the new animal kingdom. Like you have to choose the right photos. What's the prompts that you have out there?
Yeah. I mean, so it's because when I like to keep the photos updated within at least like 6 months, and that's because I'm always either getting a haircut, shaving my face differently, you know.
Okay.
So I always try to keep it updated, and a lot of like the pictures, I think like right now, because I have a Hinge right now, I just remade it, but I moved into a new apartment, and I was like, it's time to re-download the apps. You know what I mean?
Because you got a new bachelor pad.
Yeah, exactly. And so like right now, I think there's like a picture from like a show that I was at like 5 months ago, but it's like a candid picture that like someone took me where I'm looking pretty fucking good.
Okay.
And then there's another one, it's a stage shot where I'm like yelling into the mic.
Okay.
And then I have a picture of my dog. You got to have a picture of your dog.
That's what I hear.
You have to.
Yeah,
I mean, if you have a dog and you don't have it on your dating profile, then you don't care about your pets, I think.
It shows that you neglect them, if anything.
Exactly, because I'm with this dog more than most people in my life, so he's going to be in a picture.
Yeah.
And then actually, just today, that's stupid, I put up a dumb little stand-up clip on there.
Okay.
Because I was like, let's see how this works. You know, I'm testing the waters.
And have you had any
No, I haven't checked it.
No, okay.
I don't
it's
check it a lot,
fresh.
too. Yeah, I don't check the dating apps a lot, which honestly probably is going to be my demise with the app itself.
Dude, you're going to wake up to 47 missed messages.
It'll be one, and it's going to be someone I'm not attracted to. But which is usually actually how it goes.
You think it's just one, really?
Whenever I do get a match, I'm not whenever, but there's a lot of times I get a match, and I'll look at the pictures, and I'm like, I'm sorry, it's just not, you're not the one.
Do you say this too?
No.
Oh, you're just saying this to yourself.
I'll say it to myself and then just ignore it. But also, I think back, or not think back, but I think about how that's probably the same way for a lot of women that I like message or like, send a like to. On Hinge, they probably look at my pictures like, ugh.
Do you think that these dating apps are kind of skewing how organic we just view dating is? Do you think it's just going to fuck up generations from now? Because now, let's say with anyone, this is kind of normalizing ghosting in my brain, right? Like it's easy, and it's also heightening standards, because if we're able to just kind of swipe on people like it's Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Just choose, back in the day, let's say you're a 90s kid?
Yep.
We would have to go, if we wanted to watch a movie on a Friday night, we had to go all the way to Hollywood Video or Blockbuster, and we had to be very particular about which video we got.
Yeah.
And we had to go ahead and finish that movie because we had already went through the efforts of...
Yeah, you got to return it tomorrow. You got to...
The trial time was higher for us to try to enjoy the movie. We're going to give it more of a chance. Netflix, Amazon Prime. We don't like it in the first 5 minutes. We don't like the thumbnail.
Yeah.
We're not choosing it.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what's happening with humans in dating?
I think yes, but also I don't think it's as dramatic as it could be made out to be. Because I think, like, even for me still, I prefer meeting people organically. Like, most of the women I've dated in the past, I met them, out in the wild, know? And then there's probably only, like, a small handful of women that I've met on apps and, like, have actually, like, dated for, like, a long term, I guess you could say. And by long term, I mean, like, maybe 2 to 3 months. Because there's also a lot of, like, random, like, first dates, and then we never see each other again.
Yeah.
But also with the ghosting thing...
rough, dude. It would shatter me.
I've been ghosted. I have ghosted, and I have a weird understanding of it now. Like I do think it's bad to ghost, but I'm able to understand sometimes, like, because in the past I've been ghosted, but like the times that I've ghosted, it's always because something was going on in my life to the point where I wasn't even thinking about that person.
Makes sense.
And so it's nothing against them. It wasn't like, I'm done talking to you. It was just more like, oh, I'm like so overwhelmed by these other things that you're not even a thought in my head. And that's nothing against you. I'm just in like way over my head with other things right now that like me messaging you right now is just not going to happen. Yeah. And then for me, if I am talking to someone and I get like that where I'm like, just shit's going on and I don't talk to them for like a week or two and I accidentally ghost them, I will then be embarrassed by like, I'm not going to message you now. I'm like, you know, like now if I message you, you're going to be upset with me or I'm going to be manipulating you in some type of way.
Ooh, yeah.
Because it's I don't want to like accidentally push you away and then just like rope you right back in like, oh, sorry, I've been going through a lot. It's not done, but I promise I'll give you attention today. Like,
but that's if you keep doing that, that would be manipulative.
Yeah, because that's like a habit, you know, and things happen, you know, like sometimes you're just going through a bad time and you have to be understanding that you are not the forefront of that person's head.
That's true.
Because I've been ghosted plenty of times and sure, some of them, I guarantee it was just like, yeah. You know, I don't want to talk to him anymore. So they just stopped, you know? And
you're fine. It's not like
I'm like, yeah, it's not the end of the world. It is rude. I'll give them that. But
but you're not crying in the shower calling yourself a fat
Exactly.
fuck.
Yeah. But then there's other times where I'm like, I get it, dude. Like your dog died. Or maybe like we started dating right after you got out of a relationship. And so you're still dealing with that, which technically just don't even try dating. Right now, just give it some time.
You're very understanding. This actually we should clip and just attach to your Hinge.
Yeah. I'll put it on my Hinge.
Oh yeah, let's get that thumbnail.
I promise I'm not lying, baby girl.
I'm not trying to manipulate you, honey. Yeah, dude. Because I think purposeful ghosting can hurt. I have a lot of friends that are girls and they talk about their experiences on dating apps.
Yeah.
Oftentimes I see them say, under 6 feet, next. Under 6 feet.
Dude, I am screwed.
Dude, me too.
On those.
Half of the world is
I'm 5'6.5", but they don't have that option on there. It's just 5'6",
yeah.
All right?
And you're just hoping that personality covers the rest, right?
Yeah.
I think that I have a 6'4" personality. I'm cool with that. But yeah, I definitely talked to some of my friends that are girls and they've been like, I'm just not going to text them back. Oh yeah, fuck it, whatever. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's right. I get it, but that's rough because I know what it is to be the overthinker on the other side.
Granted, I've done this a lot actually, which is not a brag, but sorry, I got hair in my mouth. But
it's okay.
I have done it a lot where, like if there is someone that I'm not interested in that is messaging me like constantly trying to get that attention, I have sent those messages like, hey, I just need to let you know, like I'm not like trying to date right now, or I'm just not interested. I'll be honest with them, you know, because it's sometimes that is better than just like ignoring them.
Yeah.
Like I hate being ignored. So I'm not going to just ignore other people. So I have messaged people like even if I'm not overwhelmed, I'd rather just tell them like I'm not interested than ghost them because it's rude.
See, that's good. That's really good, dude. I feel like if I was back in the dating realm, it'd be like I'd overthink all of these things.
Yeah. Plus right now, dude, I'm like, I just downloaded the Hinge and like I think now I'm finally kind of ready to start dating again because I dated a few women last year and I was just every single time I was not ready yet.
Yeah.
And so I would just like I'd sort of drop back after like a few weeks and I had to like tell them I wasn't ghosting them, but like I was like, all right, like I can't right now. I'm sorry, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like now I've been a little bit more ready lately. Plus, my money's going up a little bit. You know?
Nice. You got.
I can take him to Applebee's. You know.
Yeah, you want that 2 for 20? There you go. Yeah, man. Comedy. How long you been doing it for? I know that's a stupid question, but I am curious.
I'm coming up on 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's. I know I started on National Women's Day in 2018.
Dude, we gotta clip this and put this on your Hinge because for National Women's Day, that's when you started.
Yeah, and my first joke, which did not do well, it was actually there was 2 jokes. I was up there for a total of like maybe 25 to 30 seconds. I don't know the exact time, but I remember I got up there because I was 21 or 22 at the time. And I just said, like, I'm the youngest one in here. How does it feel knowing you're all gonna die before me?
Damn, dude.
Got nothing. No laughter.
That's pretty funny. I would say that's funny.
And then, this is a dive bar in Concord where this was at too. Yeah. And then I followed it up with, because the host of the open mic was, his name is Hank. And I go, Hank, in honor of National Women's Day, you should give all women in here 75% less time than men.
Oh, shit.
I think it's good. I think it holds up, but No one there did. Granted,
No one laughed?
It was a dive bar open mic, my very first time. I went up, I think last, because I watched like 15 other comics just bomb.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think it's time that I give this a try. And yeah, I did that. Those 2 jokes didn't land. And I was like, all right, have a good time. Good night. Like,
how does it feel for you? Because I thrive when with anything, if it's singing or if it's comedy, I thrive with knowing that the person before me, I mean, that sounds bad, but like if they're bombing, like I can't be that bad, you know, like as long as I'm not that bad, then then I've succeeded, right? Yeah. As opposed to, I mean, I guess it's a common trend that like, oh fuck, if someone goes before you and kills,
like
that's
I don't want to
tough,
follow that, right?
You want like the right level, like where the person before you's not bombing and the person. How is it for you? Like, what do you dig?
I love watching people bomb. So I do. If they bomb before me, I don't care. Even if I go up there and bomb after them, like, yeah, I had a good time. Like, I got to see this guy eat dick up here for a few minutes. So.
How about when you bomb? Like, what's going on through your brain? Like, because
I'm good at accepting when I'm bombed. What I hate is when people tell me that I didn't bomb, even though, like, granted, I'm sure a lot of us, we have different perceptions of what's a good set, what's a bad set.
Yeah.
For me, even though I could have a good set, I could have said something wrong or missed a couple lines, or like certain taglines didn't get laughter when they normally do. And to me, I'll be like, oh, I kind of bombed that one. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I hate when people are like, nah, man, you did good. That was a great set. And I'm like, can you just let me sit here and just like live in my reality for a few minutes?
You don't want someone to lie to you. You just kind of want to sulk a little bit.
Yeah, like, because I'm a real person. You know, I'm a realist.
Yeah.
So it's like when I objectively, or when I see something objectively, I'm like, that's how it went. I'm like, don't tell me otherwise. Like, you know, we have different perceptions of this, essentially.
Does it stick with you for the rest of the night? When you bombed and you're just like, fucking...
No, honestly, I think I got about a solid 5 minutes before I'm like,
You're so healthy, dude.
There was one time I did a show in Reno, which I headlined it, which I shouldn't have been headlining yet. This was like, probably 3-4 years ago.
You got a huge Reno fan base?
I had like, no, it was just, it was at actually I did 2. One of them was like a kind of a divey bar, and then the other one was actually really nice. It was like a pizza place, but it was packed out. Imagine bombing for 30 minutes in a packed out pizza place. And they were very attentive, by the way. This wasn't like a pizza place where people are just there to eat their pizza and we happen to be doing comedy.
Okay.
No, they were there to see the show.
Oh, that's worse.
It was my first weekend headlining in Reno, or in general. And so I knew at the time, I was like, I have 30 minutes. I could survive on stage for 30 minutes. And I think... For the most part, out of that 30, there's probably like a good 10, like that I usually get. So there's 20 minutes of bullshit in there. But that night, I'm telling you, there was maybe one laugh for the entire 30 minutes.
Kidding.
And I learned a lot about myself because I started sweating so much. There was one guy in the front row of the audience who was just giving like this, just like stoic,
No, they're the worst.
That's all he was doing. And I locked eyes with him and I looked down and was like, hey man, fuck you. And then I went right back into like my bit and I continued bombing. I was like, and dude, it was so fucking bad that night because I had a 3-hour drive home. I had work at 5 a.m. Dude, just 3 hours of silence. I was like,
a 30-minute headline
no
set.
music.
What?
I was just driving home, just like,
am I doing the right thing?
Not even talking to myself. Just like, I'm just so upset.
Were you mad at yourself? Were you mad at the people? Were you mad at...
I was mad at me.
Damn.
Because, I mean, I will say it was a low energy crowd to begin with. So it's always hard trying to get through with a low energy crowd. But that was where I realized, I was like, I am not where I think I am. I was like, I'm not like... Out of 30 minutes, I should have at least had, I'd say, 5 minutes of laughter.
Yeah.
Of a good set. Not even, dude.
Wow.
From the get-go. From the start, just bombing. I hated it.
There's something about my brain. So, you know, we've done some of the same like dive bar sets before.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the bomb. I'm fine with like the lack of laughter sometimes.
At dive bars specifically?
Just in not necessarily in a group of friends. That's the worst, right?
Yeah, okay,
or like at a party, I don't want to be the not funny guy at the party. But when for some reason I've been able to kind of wrap my brain around when it comes to stand-up comedy that this is a rep. Everything's a rep.
Yeah.
So even if I'm bombing already, let's say if I was in that situation, if I was bombing for 5-10 minutes and I've accepted the fact that this is a bad set, I think there would be something in my brain that would turn off and just have fun. This is just a playground. There are no more stakes.
Yeah.
The stakes aren't even high anymore or low. There's no more stakes. This is in Reno. I'm not seeing these people anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want, bomb or not bomb. But, I mean, I wasn't there. I'm not you, so I can't really speak for that
I think
experience.
that's how I am now. But, like, at that time, like, I wasn't there yet. You know what I mean?
What year of comedy was that?
Let me think. I'm trying to remember if this was before or after COVID. I'm gonna say at most I was 4 years into comedy. Mm-hmm. So I know actually it's had to have been 3. I think it was 3 years in.
Okay.
And it was just I think that was the longest set I had ever done.
Fuck, dude. Okay, yeah, that deep in like 4 years comedy, and I could imagine that like you know what a room feels like when you're slaughtering.
Yeah.
To go to that, I guess that could make me question a few things. I've done. My background is comedy improv.
Yeah.
So I know what it feels like. Anyone that's done improv knows what a bad room is like, knows what it feels like to drown.
Dude, there's sometimes just low energy. Like you can't even get around it.
Like things could, and that's the fucking thing about comedy is that it's so subjective. It's so energy based.
Yeah.
And this is why I also love singing, because singing's way more objective.
Yeah.
Like I could objectively have a good night and I sound good. It doesn't necessarily matter as much with the energy of the audience. I know that I sang that song well.
Yeah.
But with comedy, they gotta be feeling like the
They
jokes.
have to. Yeah. And then even then, like there are nights where like I say, I guess I'll have like a set that wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. But the one thing I'll take away from it sometimes is like, I know that I hit all my P's and Q's.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I know I hit the delivery. I know I got all the writing, everything I'm supposed to say. All of it came down. I said it all. So it's like, even though I had a bad set, it's like, I'm just blaming that on like, they didn't like my jokes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, because other than that, it was like, I know I did everything right.
Yeah.
And that happens. You know what I mean? Because we're all going to have nights where we bomb no matter what.
Yeah.
Even though you're doing everything right, you're still going to bomb sometimes. It just happens.
Dude, hearing the cough of some people or just some people on their phones or, you know.
Dude, I've had people FaceTiming during
in
a show.
In the middle of it?
Yeah, dude, it was a Black Repertory Theater in, where's that at? Berkeley.
Uh-huh.
When I first started comedy, I think I went there like every month for like 6 months or something like that. And there was one show where like I got up on stage and I think you had like 4-minute sets or something. Mm-hmm. About like 45 seconds into my set, I hear a guy's just like, he's not getting a FaceTime call. He's making it because you know how it's a different tone.
Oh, God, that's even worse.
He's making the FaceTime call. And then he goes, hey, what's up, man? And I was just up there. I was like, is someone on the phone right now? And then he just kept talking over me. And I was just going into whatever probably dick joke I had that night. But
I don't know what goes on in people's minds to just...
The audacity. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, go outside. You don't have to enjoy it, but you don't have to, like, disrupt it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to disclose the location that, you know, where I first met you and we first started, or where I was getting back into comedy, but like some interesting things have happened at that bar.
Yeah.
People playing dice just in the corner, super loud. A girl flashed her tits 3 times.
Thank you.
Dude, yeah, thank you for your service.
That was also, it was for me. I just want to get that across.
It is crazy that it was for you.
It was for me, but everyone happened to see it.
Not me.
But it was.
I tell you multiple times I was in the back.
She was very pretty too.
A little bit of side boob. So, you know, shout out to you. Things that I didn't think that would ever happen. That was like my first night back getting into comedy.
I'm trying to remember why she did. It was because of one of the jokes I made.
You were making a joke about tits.
I don't even have any tit jokes. That's the thing. So,
wait, did she flash you while you were on stage?
It was the moment I stepped off.
Gotcha.
She turned around and went,
wow.
And then she put it down. And I was like, thank you. And she goes,
again. And then
she did after the show when it was all the boys were talking.
Oh, dude, I had to retreat that boy circle because I'm not trying to be one of 5 men looking at one girl flash her tits. I'm good. Like, it's fine. Dude. I know I have the internet if I need. But.
Yeah. What's funny is I found her on Instagram. I was talking to her for like a couple weeks too, but that just faded away too.
So funny,
was just,
man.
It was.
Well, what's hilarious is that I know the girl. I had found out.
No, I know.
I had found out after she had flashed her tits twice. Or I got on stage, and as I was doing, I was on stage, she was looking at me, and as I was telling my jokes, in the middle of my joke, I was like, I fucking know this girl.
Yeah, you're like, where do I know you from?
And then so I caught up with her afterwards, and it's just funny that like you hit me up on Instagram being like, hey, that girl that flashed her tits.
Yeah, I was like, what's her name? I was like, I know she told me, and I was like, I'm just trying to find her again. I was like, and I eventually found her. Yeah, we talked not a lot.
Yeah.
It was just like,
just
here
try.
and there. How's your day going? Like no connection online or anything. So just nothing ever came of that.
I mean, it's still a funny story. That origin story is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I had stopped doing comedy for about 3 years. I was just doing mics.
Was that your first night back?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was just like, man, the game has changed.
Yeah, you're like, this is pretty cool. Is it like this all the time now?
There's
Sounds like
always
this is the first time this has ever happened to me.
Crazy. Yeah, booby night. What are some of the craziest things that have happened to you while you've been doing like a set or something or a show?
I got banned from a motorcycle club in where's it at?
They're
Hayward.
Throwing shows at motorcycle clubs?
Yeah, they
Sounds
were.
scary.
I think they still are. I'm not going to say the name of them, but it was this motorcycle club that it was an open mic competition, which, by the way, I will say I won the competition.
Nice.
I found that out the next day after having gotten banned.
Wait, you didn't...
So what happened is at the time I was telling this joke, which I still technically... I kind of have the bit. I very rarely do it, but it's about like BDSM.
Okay.
But there's a small tagline in that joke where it was people that do BDSM are like vegans or people with cancer because they just won't stop talking about it.
Oh, shit.
Which I think holds true.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? If you ever met someone with cancer, you're going to know because they're going to tell you. And that's not an insult against them. It's just
how
real.
it is. It's a big deal.
It's just how it is. And after my set, from my understanding, he was the leader of the club.
Okay.
He got in my face, and he was yelling at me, saying, "If I ever see you here again, I will stab you and knock you the fuck out."
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So he's a Libra.
How did you take... No, he's for sure a Gemini.
Yeah.
How did you take that? Did you puff up your chest?
No, dude. In the moment, it was... When it was happening, I didn't register right away that he was yelling at me because it was a very packed room and he was like right here. So he wasn't like directly in my face. He was right to my neck. So in my head, I'm thinking he's kind of yelling at someone behind me, maybe, because it was such a packed room. And then it processed and I just looked at him. I was like, okay. And that was it. Like, what am I going to do? Fight this guy? That is me against everyone else in that room. It's like it's not like it's just a one-on-one fight at that point.
Yeah,
That's
you're not
me
John
against
Wick.
the entire club. Like absolutely, yeah. So I was just like, I was like, okay. And then like I hung out for a few more minutes because I carpooled with someone who was on stage in that moment.
Yeah.
It was my buddy John. It was his first time doing stand-up and his last time because he's never gone back.
I mean,
he was trying it
imagine.
out, and then he was up there bombing, watching me get yelled at, and then I had to wait for him after just getting threatened. And I'm just sitting there, just like,
dude, it must
John,
have...
wrap it up, dude. You're really trying to meet this 5-minute mark up there, aren't you?
He just exceeds his time limit.
Yeah, and then we left, and I found out the next day over Facebook they announced the winners of the open mic,
And it was you.
and it was me and one other guy. I don't remember the name of the other guy, but technically the winners were supposed to be brought back for a showcase,
and you couldn't come back.
I never got it.
You would not think that a motorcycle club, let's say, can you think of like the board meeting that these motorcycle members would just be like, you know what we need on Thursday nights?
Yeah.
Comedy, guys.
Comedy, dude. I mean, honestly, so because I ran a one-off show at another motorcycle club, which is also in Hayward a while back.
What?
It's they like to do events there.
Okay.
Because a lot of the clubs, they're usually kind of in like a big warehouse sort of thing, or not big, but just in a warehouse area. And they just like that's where everyone goes to drink and hang out. So they like to have events.
Okay.
You know, because it's either that or it's just the monotonous going to the bar that you own essentially every single day.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they like to have events out there.
Interesting. I never would have thought that. I feel like that would be the last thing. Karaoke night and comedy night are the two events that I would think a motorcycle club would book the least, right?
I mean, they're rowdy. I'll give you that. It's not like it's a good comedy environment.
Oh, dude,
like
they're
even
not
that
listening.
open mic one, it was, I remember, I forget the name of the comic, but they started cheering for her because they had a stripper pole in there. And they started cheering for her to like strip on it. And she was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like,
that's what you should have done.
And everyone's like, strip. Yeah. And it was just it was crazy. And then the one that I ran at a different motorcycle club, they didn't have a stripper pole or anything, but it was a whole lot of just everyone just talking so loud. Like no one cared that there was a show going on except for like the 30 people in the direct front. But that place had maybe about 60 to 70 in there.
Yeah.
And it's just, they're all Clubhouse members. So it was, it wasn't a great show. I remember Sammy Obeid showed up and he was, I think, the only one who had like a really good set. Like he was the one that got their attention. Oh, and Jeremy Curry. So Sammy Obeid and Jeremy Curry were like the only ones who had like a great set.
And people kind of simmered down.
Yeah. And then it was like, I go up there, everyone else that we had on the lineup. It was just like, it was talking to a room full of people talking.
Man.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. I mean, that comes with it, right? The life of a comedian. You have to have those shitty gigs.
Yeah, I think if you ever met a comic who's never had a shitty gig, I'd be like, well, where have you been going? Like,
either you're just,
I want to go there.
Were you even Jim Carrey or like all these like legends have all bombed.
Yeah,
and that, I don't know.
Your favorite comic has had the worst sets of his life at some dive bar somewhere. Like that's just it's how it goes.
Oh, dude, and it's
the name of the
funny.
game.
Like open mic nights.
Yes.
Like there's something so. I don't know. That was a cool time in my life, was just to go to like mics in the city in Oakland and just bomb after waiting 3 hours, watching everyone else bomb to get a 3-minute set. 5 if I bought a drink.
Yeah, and you're getting bumped by like 10 other comics who are boys with the host.
Oh, dude, and it's 11. I had this one fucking thing. I went to the Milk Bar in San Francisco for a mic back in the day.
I haven't been there in years.
And I went with my homie, and they were so crunched on time that they made me and my homie go up with one mic. And it was
that's such bullshit.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I felt like I was doing improv again, because that's basically what we were doing. We couldn't do our own jokes because
it's very humbling too. You're like, oh, they don't give a shit about me over here, dude.
Yeah, man. It was just like, wow, that sucks. But shit like that happens, and it's okay. It gave me character and whatnot. I mean, have you done improv before?
Not well. I've done it, I think, so I did this comedy show like 2 years ago where they would, who runs it? Something Trevino. I can't remember his name right now.
Okay.
Anyways, his Santa Rosa comic. I kind of feel bad I can't remember his name. But anyways, he runs a show out there where you do a set. And then after all the stand-up comedians do the set, they bring in an improv group, and they do improv based off of like one or two of your jokes.
Interesting.
And
okay.
You have the option to join in on that, like to be a part of the improv scene. And so I did improv there, and I didn't do very well. I remember I hopped into one scene, immediately just kind of drew a blank, and whatever I did say bombed, and then I just kind of all right, I took a step back and I just watched the rest of it from the side of the stage. And then also Alex Woody, I don't know if you know him, but he fell off the stage.
No.
And it was the funniest thing
that
good. I've ever seen in my life. To this day, I remember that I got a video of it where he falls and I go to help pick him up, and then he says something to me. He goes, I think I hurt my knee, and for some reason that triggered more laughter, and so I dropped him as I was picking him up. I let go of his hand. I was just like, "Fuck, dude!" It was so good.
What do you think it is about? Does your skill set as being a stand-up, does that not translate into improv skills?
I think for me, not long form improv. I don't think I'm very good at long form. I think I have moments where I'm good at like a little quip.
Okay.
Where I could probably improv for about 20 seconds. Then I'm going to draw a blank because there's, you're supposed to kind of create a story out of improv.
Yeah.
That's where I mess up.
Interesting. The structure.
I'm better, I guess, at responses, but to a very specific thing. It's if you want me to carry the scene, it's not going to happen.
You're going to be the one-liner guy.
Yeah.
If anything.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard for me to translate my improv brain into stand-up. Writing jokes for me is so hard because writing requires effort and sitting down and observational skills, which are all great skills.
Yeah.
But improv was so fun because it was not that much work with so much reward.
Yeah.
You go there, you just have to be sharp. I would have to go to practice and whatnot to understand the structure subconsciously. Yeah. And then after that, I was just playing. I didn't have to prep the day before. I just have to have be in a good mindset, go there, play, pretend with my friends, make the crowd laugh, and then go home. But I did take to heart with improv. I would beat myself up if it was a bad night for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Something that doesn't happen with me for stand-up. Yeah, it was just energy too, man. That's very dependent on the energy of the crowd too.
Yeah. I think I would love to get good at improv. I think I'll do I guess sometimes it's improv on during like a set, which is essentially like crowd working. You know what I mean? That's a form of improv.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like I feel like a lot of the times that I have improvised anything, it's not like it was a written down joke, but it's always something related to something I've already said in the past or like a general idea I had. And I don't know why my brain will sometimes just like pull that out of its filing cabinet and like throw it into that situation that was happening right in front of me. Does that make sense? Or
that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, because you could mix and match. I mean, it's all, that's how.
It almost feels like it's pre-written when it's like, technically, no, this was written for nothing. It was never written.
Yeah.
And I'll just throw things out there.
That's how I feel. Because like, I like to freestyle rap. I'm not like, I'm just doing it for silly, stupid reasons, right? It usually turns out
you ain't
sexual.
gonna spit some shit right now or what?
Yeah, I'm fuck. At the end, we could freestyle rap, or if you're down. But with that, it's freestyle. But do I have rhyme schemes in the back of my brain that I've said before, that I know before?
Yeah, and you bring it back out.
That I bring it back.
Yeah,
that's still technically freestyle because I didn't plan it for that.
You're finding where it fits in.
Exactly. It's puzzle pieces, right?
That makes sense.
Crowd work is something that I haven't really done yet with stand-up since I'm so fresh into it.
Yeah. I don't like to force it.
Yeah.
I don't like it when I see other comics forcing it. Dude, I've seen guys go up on stage and just like not have a set prepared, it feels like, because they'll just go through every audience member like, what do you do for work? You guys dating? Like, well, it's just all these dumb ass questions. I'm like, do your fucking jokes, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're going to have a crowd work question, have it lead you into a joke. Don't fish for a response. Because a lot of the time, the audience doesn't want to respond. They're there to just hang out and watch.
Oh, I've seen y'all do some crowd work, and sometimes the crowd is just so shy.
Yeah.
They're just like,
there's a lot of people, they don't want the attention. No. And you kind of got to respect that to an extent. You know, you don't try to force it out. But also, like, I mean, there's ways where you could find, like, I guess ways to do crowd work. Like, you just point to someone in the audience and say something to them. Yeah. But, like, it's already a joke in itself, but you're not fishing for a response. You know, like, there's ways to do that.
Yeah. I feel like I'll get into it more the longer I do stand up, dude. I mean, is this something that you've always wanted to do since you were young?
Stand up?
Yeah. You knew as a kid.
Yeah, no, pretty much. I just grown up, I'd watch like Comedy Central Presents all the time, Mind Dementia.
Okay.
You know, like literally that's all, it was always that or South Park.
Okay.
So I've always only watched like comedy related things. And I remember like when I was a kid, the one special I always think back on is for some reason, Kyle Cease's. I don't know if you know who he is. I don't really see him doing stand-up too often anymore. But it was this comic, Kyle Cease, where he had this like really funny bit about Sunny D.
Okay.
And it was just like the delivery on everything. I remember, I think it was that one is like kind of like, that I want to do comedy because it was just, it looked so fun. Like he would do these like crazy act outs and like just like voices on stage, which is kind of, I guess, what I do now is I do dumb voices and like small act outs and everything. So... And I think it was Kyle Cease was just like, I'm going to try comedy.
And that kind of directed you in that style.
Yeah.
Because that's a main inspiration for you. Interesting. I watched this guy, his name's Rex Neveretti, and he's just pivotal in the Filipino community because he was always doing these Filipino accents and talking about Filipino culture, and it was super relatable. But then I noticed quick that inspired me to be like funny, right?
Yeah.
Because I would go tell his jokes at family parties verbatim, and it would get a good reaction. But then I knew quickly, like doing improv in high school, that I didn't want to be the guy that always did the Filipino accent.
Yeah.
So I stopped almost cold turkey.
You don't want to have the shtick.
No, I do it every now and then just to be silly if I imitate my mom on stage and whatnot. I know that it's like a baseline of a lot of my jokes being Filipino right now.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to evolve from there.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be the
find
sticky
a different
guy.
voice as you're going, you know?
Yeah, dude. But it's fun as fuck, dude.
I love it, yeah. I love the fact that we can just write down or think of the stupidest things and then just say it to a room full of people.
It is an odd
sometimes
thing.
It works and sometimes it doesn't, but that's the fun of it all.
I think about this often, like how humans are so interesting in how we express ourselves through art, because if aliens were to just peer over and just look at what we're doing, I don't know if they'd be able to figure it out unless they express themselves artistically as well. But like, let's say us as humans, we look at animals in the wild, they're doing shit for survival, right? Yeah. And that makes sense. We could study them and be like, we know why they're doing this. It's so they could get warmth, so they could get food, so they could camouflage themselves.
It's always so they can't die.
Yes.
Yeah.
But with us, aliens come over, one dude on stage, bunch of people out there, they're just making a bunch of noises after that.
Fart, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh my God, what's going? It's so fucking
like,
weird.
Why do you do this? Like, why are you up all day and then going out all night just to say stupid shit? Yeah.
But it's a thing, and it's a thing that could make you money, and it's a thing
so
that you could live with, right?
And when it works too, it's just validating. Like, okay, so my stupid thoughts resonate with some people.
Yeah,
I love that.
Has it affected your ego at all? Like when you kill, like have you ever felt like overconfident or like a super funny guy?
No, I'm always good at putting myself down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's the fat kid.
Yeah. I'm not like super hard on myself or anything, but like when I'm doing good, I don't like to, like have an ego about it or anything. It doesn't really go to my head. I'll just be like, that was a good set. Because I'm aware that the next set probably not gonna be that good.
Interesting.
It's up and down, and I think I've just gotten used to that in comedy and just in life in general. Is things are always up and down. Like even when something's going really good in just like my day-to-day life, I'm like, this might stop in about a week.
Oh shit, that's depressing. Well, I guess that's realistic.
It keeps me working. It keeps me. I feel like it's real. I feel like that's a very real thing for literally anyone. Is things are going good now, it could be bad next week. It just keeps me consistent with what I'm doing. And my expectations are never like super high or super low. It's always just right there.
I gotta be more like that. I always tell myself that I should try to keep my expectations low and my hopes high, which I think is a healthy mindset to avoid disappointment. But I find myself, if I feel like I had a good episode on a podcast, I'm just like, if I could just replicate that energy every single time.
Yeah.
And like, that'd be great. And I think I can do that. And then like, if I have a good episode, the next episode, I'll feel like off, right?
Yeah.
Same with improv. I'll be like, oh, I know what a good fucking improv night feels like. I'm gonna do this every single time.
Yeah.
But then I always feel disappointed because the next time it's never as good.
It's never what it was. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just addicted to the feeling, and I'm always trying to chase it. And I should be more realistic that I can't always get that same feeling every time.
Do you ever have a guest on your podcast where it's just like you can't even get like an answer out of them or anything like that?
Like
there's no, because I mean connections are like you need to connect with someone to have like a conversation.
Yeah.
So have you ever had anyone show up and you're just for some reason you guys aren't connecting, you can't speak?
Yeah.
You're like, so like how long you been doing comedy? He's like 3 years.
It's different, I have like I was telling you, I don't have as many comedians as I do artists.
That's right.
And sometimes artists are dope, and sometimes artists are very like artistic.
Oh yeah, they're sniffing their farts.
Very profound.
Yeah.
Or some are just kind of weird, and this is even though there's no connection sometimes, and like I'll beat myself up about an episode or a conversation how it went. When I go back to edit it, it's almost even funnier than if we had a cohesive conversation.
Yeah.
Because now I have opportunities to do cutaways into the awkward reactions or like the little silent moments.
I do love awkward reactions.
Yeah.
Those are great.
So yeah, I just had some people on, and I felt like a lot of the episode was awkward.
Yeah.
And I was like punching myself in the dick about it, that my energy was off. But now I'm thinking about it in retrospect, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of opportunities for this to be gold, actually.
Yeah. So actually, a quick example of that is actually, so I did this game show last year.
You just posted.
That's what I'm going to talk about. I don't know if you watched it yet, but in the middle, because I was watching the episode, there's just a part in it, and I put it in the reel that I did, where I'm like trying to talk to everyone at the table, and they're all talking over me and interrupting me and ignoring me. And I'm literally going, they're like, guys, I think, and like you can see my face just going like,
shut down.
Like kind of like I could feel ignored, and then I go, I think. And I was watching the episode. I started laughing so fucking hard watching like just the regular episode of it. I was like, why'd you guys keep that in? Like,
who's editing this?
It didn't add anything to the actual episode other than the fact that I think it's funny. Like, I'm like, other people can watch that and think it's funny too, for sure. But I'm like, that small part you could have left out. 100%. But
they left it in.
And I was watching, I started laughing so hard, and I was like, oh, I'm turning this into a reel.
Yeah.
So there's also like a lot of moments in it where I just just say something dumb and I get like a very like lackluster response, or just like maybe they laugh a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
But like I'm gonna put all those like dumb moments in there where like I think it's funny. Like,
dude, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you feel on that day, or you probably felt kind of off?
I did feel on that day.
Wow.
When I was there. Yeah.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun doing that game show, actually. And it was like, there's just that small moment where I'm getting ignored and interrupted, but like the majority of the episode, it was not like that at all. Like it was very like, we were all like getting our parts on. It was just one small like 15-second moment in there where I literally cannot get a word out.
And it's the funniest part.
It's so funny to me.
That's great.
It's because my face. Like you literally, I'm like noticeably kind of like annoyed by it, I think, which I don't even remember this happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like I obviously it happened. It's on camera, but my face the whole time is just, guys, like it's like I'm trying so hard to just say what I want to say, and they are not allowing it.
No one wants to be that guy.
Yeah.
I've definitely been that person in middle school or high school where there is an unspoken hierarchy in the friend group or whatever group you're in. Yeah, I used to be in those like circles where we'd be passing the blunt and whatnot, and there's always the person that is just kind of like, you would try to crack a joke, or like no one would really, especially like when you're high, like I feel like your instincts are even heightened and it's more noticeable. But to be the person where you can't get a word in, it's defeating, man.
No, it sucks, dude. And that happens to me like a lot, still to this day.
Still to this day?
I mean, it's not like every conversation I'm in with people, but like I feel like it happens to everyone at least occasionally.
Yeah,
you know, where you're just trying to get a word in and no one's allowing it. But I mean, you got to think of it. Are you interrupting their flow that they got going on? Because I could have been just doing that. I was interrupting their flow, going, guys, I think, you know, like.
But you could even like set a flow for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if I set the flow, because I've also been on the other end where I'm the one not letting other people talk, and it's not like it's intentional.
It's just like you're just.
Well, granted, it does depend on the person. There are some people where it's like, just shut up.
The fuck.
Like, can you like? There's some people that will never stop talking, and you're like, don't even just.
I need more of that because I'm such a nice guy where I will interrupt my own thought if I feel like someone's left out.
Yeah.
And then I'll give that person the opportunity to talk, and they open their mouths, and it's like the dumbest fucking thing, and I'm just like, what? Now the conversation has like veered in a different direction.
I've also been the same way. I still am. Like I'll let people talk, like, you know, when they're not getting it in. But there's some people where you already know, like you have that rapport with them where you're like, don't even get them started.
Yeah.
You know, like they could be here, they could say something occasionally, but if they're having like a 5-letter or 5-word sentence, don't.
Like that's Jeff. Jeff is deep into Nazi Germany.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were naming actual Jeff. I'm like,
I know Jeff.
Yeah, don't get Jeff started.
That's Nazi Jeff.
He gets racist after about 2 sentences, so just let him.
1 sentence max, but don't let him finish it. No, people have those friends. I have a friend that's just like deep into history, so he's always referencing, I don't know, the Black Plague, and like it's just depressing shit. So I'm like, okay, if I know I'm gonna let you talk, I understand the energy that we're gonna get into.
And when it happens to me, I get it sometimes because I'm a risk taker when it comes to the things I'll say, where I'll kind of like test boundaries around people. So like there has been times where people let me talk during a moment I probably shouldn't have been talking. And then I will say something very dumb, very offensive.
Do you not have a good social awareness?
No, I think I do. I think. Okay. I guess technically,
that question's kind of
if I didn't have good
self-defeating.
social awareness, I probably wouldn't know. I like to think I do. But there's always moments where I'm like, I got to get this in. You know what I mean? Like it's a risk worth taking sometimes. Like if this lands, it's like stand up. Like if this lands in this crowd of people that we're just conversing in, like it'll work. If it works, that's great. Like I'm going to feel good about it. If not, they'll just sit there and be like, fuck.
The worst part about me trying to take those risks, like when a joke enters my mind or my intrusive thoughts, is the fact that I have a podcast. Because it's immortalized. So like I could, you know, if you're just hanging with people, it's a blip. It goes away. People drive home. They don't even think about it. Right. You do it on stage. It's still a blip. And even if you recorded it, you don't have to put that part out. Mine is a recorded conversation where like I try to keep this as organic and like unedited as possible, but I'll be editing and I'll be like, Christian, why the fuck? Why the fuck did you say that? Like what?
Dude, so I think back to this a lot. I think it was the first podcast I ever did, maybe. I don't know, it was a long time ago. It was on my buddy Michael Herbuena's podcast. And I don't know why. I think this is like before This is a long time. Anyways, I don't know why, but I thought it would be a funny idea for me to rap on his podcast because
Nice.
I write like comedic raps for fun sometimes. And so I had this one called Too High at Target, which is also, I have a music video of that on my Instagram too.
Holy shit.
But I thought like, cause I was going on his podcast, I was thinking of like ways to make it fun. And I was like, yeah, do you mind if I like, rap? And he was like,
Like it was
sure.
random.
Yeah, and he just like let me do. Well, I told him about it before the podcast or whatever, and so I had the instrumentals on my phone, so I just like held it up against the mic or whatever, and I'm like rapping to it. And looking back now, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? I'm like, it's so bad. Like I have not watched it since it came out, other than like the one time.
Yeah.
And even when I was listening to it, I was like, why did I do that? I was like, I should have not. But that's stupid.
What made it bad? Was it your delivery? Was
I
it
think
just
the fact that I did it, I think, is what made it bad. It's like I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm a great rapper, but I know I got like I'm okay as far as white people go.
Do you want to freestyle?
No, I'm not a freestyle rapper, but
okay.
I can do like pre-written shit.
Okay,
and I'm not even a great rapper. It's just I
Something
thought
fun.
it'd be fun, and I thought it'd be funny for the podcast. And then looking back, it's cringy.
So you watched the podcast, got to that part, and you're like,
I listen to every podcast I'm on at least once.
That's it's hard for me to listen to
because
shit
you
that
do
I'm on.
them so much. And also you listen to it as you're editing, I'm sure.
Oh,
obviously.
it's gross. Once again, I'm just like, I hate the sound of my voice. I'm like, why the fuck did I say that?
It's you start noticing shit about yourself that's like a little cringy, right? But then again, no one else probably notices it for the most part. But that rap I did, that was so much cringe. I
clip
hated
it. Clip it. Do it.
I mean,
clip it. Put
I
it
don't
out
think
there.
he still has it anymore. I don't know if the podcast is out there.
Oh, shit.
But the music video is on my Instagram. It's okay.
How long ago was that?
I want to say 6 years ago,
That's
maybe
a long
5.
time.
Yeah.
There's another universe where
I'm a professional rapper now.
yeah, man. The influx of white boys trying to rap right now is through the roof, dude.
I've been because I get like Apple like music recommendations.
Yeah.
And listen, I have nothing against white rappers.
Yeah.
But there's this angsty white rap that's going around right now that I can't stand. And every time they get recommended to me on Apple, I could spot it immediately. I'm like, that's a white guy immediately. It's just like whatever they're talking about. It's something like, I don't know, like I know my kids. Anyway, no, that's bad. That's a bad.
Do you
joke.
think they're that's a great joke.
Anyways, but that was a risk. Anyways, but like I could always point out when it's like a white rapper now, and for some reason, some of them I'm like, I'm good.
Do you think it's targeted to you because Apple has your information and knows that you're Caucasian?
I think it's because there are some white rappers I like. I think it's when the music's a little bit more relatable to me. I'm like,
I see.
I don't want to listen to relatable rap. Like,
yeah, dude. Rapping is fun. I used to be that guy that would get high in high school with my friends and just backseat freestyle. And I would be like, I'm the dopest freestyler out there.
I've been that guy watching it going like, this is good. And then occasionally I'll do exactly what I just did earlier, where I'll throw in 1 or 2 lines and then like
just leave it at
continue,
that.
take it. All right.
Leave it, dude. Yeah, the rap game is hard. Rappers are only cool if they're really good at it, because bad rappers, because ego comes with it.
You can't look cool while rapping bad,
dude. If you have like a bad track out, or you're just like your music's not good, and you make an Instagram story that says, I'm sitting on this record right now. Should I drop it? And then it's like that poll on Instagram story where
I always put no.
Nah, please keep it to yourself.
I do love the influx of bad Instagram musicians lately. Mm-hmm. Have you seen a lot of those?
Like the cringy ones.
The cringy ones, like the ones like I don't even want to really talk shit about this group because
describe them. I think we're talking about the same people.
I've grown to become a fan of them. I'll say their name.
Jano and P.O. Mal.
P.O. Mal.
Dude, they're like from San Jose.
They're from exactly. And dude, listen, they're not good, but I slowly am like falling in love with like the idea of them.
Well, they know now.
They know.
They've leaned heavy into
I love commenting on their posts, just saying something like what I would give just to stand in the background of one of your videos, because there's always just some dude in the background just
Oh, there's a new guy.
Always. He's just standing there. They're doing nothing. Sometimes they'll bob and weave a little bit. You know, that's about it. And I'm like, I just want one time, just let me stand in the background.
Dude, I think you got to be tight with them. I think those are
I am getting up to like 1,500 likes per comment. Every time I comment on their post, I'm getting up to 1,500 likes.
This is your way out.
This is how I'm trying to get. I literally guy. I will send this to you. This clip. You better clip this. Let me stand in the background. God damn it. Anyways,
I think you'd be the only white guy other than Pat O'Mal.
True. I
Right?
think I'd be the only one that's
Everyone
not
else is
autistic,
Mexican
too.
and Filipino. I think so too.
All right, I hope they don't listen to the whole clip. Just listen to that one spot. But no, I have fallen in love with the idea of them, dude. They are so entertaining to watch.
They've built a universe that is similar to the MCU.
Yeah.
Because whenever there's a new person in the music video, someone always comments,
I get so excited.
New character unlocked. Or people are saying like P. O'Mal is like, he's getting too confident now with that salute. Because he keeps...
Or like, when's Paul gonna show us his like hog
reveal, man.
Hog reveal, that one. There's this other this like country dudes. These ones,
Kevin something.
I don't know what they're. Maybe it's anyway. There's
it's
these
multiple
country,
guys.
Is these two dudes that do like country.
Okay.
They're ones where I could definitely say I am not in love with the idea of them because they do like I don't know what the song's about, but it's the same song every time. It's just normal stuff like put your boots on, get in your truck, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's the way that their song is, it sounds like me doing an impression of Bad Country.
No.
Like if I were to deliberately do a bad impression, and by the way, I couldn't even do a good one, but that's what it sounds like they're doing, and I feel bad because I know that they think they sound great right now. And that sucks. And that's what we're talking about when it comes to social awareness too.
Yeah.
You just don't even know. They probably have no idea that they're that bad at it. They probably are just taking the comments as like, they're just a bunch of haters.
Yeah.
You know, they're just hating on us. It's
Yeah.
like, no, you're bad. You're like, Carrie Underwood didn't get that much hate starting out. I'm telling you that.
And you don't. So you think they fully believe that they're?
I think
the
they
best.
fully. I think it's a delusion. It's kind of sad to watch, but I mean, it's very entertaining at the same time. But it's sad knowing that they're that delusional and thinking like this sounds good. And I'm like, dude, just I don't know, stick to your construction job that you're working.
Unless, I mean, are they getting good numbers and whatnot from this?
I mean, they're getting good numbers.
So what they
It
should
could be
do.
rage bait. Like, is that where you're going at?
I'm saying that if they aren't aware that it's bad yet, they should become aware immediately and then lean into it heavy.
Yeah.
Unless there's a lot of charm to when people don't know they're bad.
Yeah. You have to have some self-awareness, you know?
Yeah.
But speaking of singing, you have an amazing voice.
I'm trying to get better at accepting compliments. Thank you.
No, you do have you have a great voice.
Thank you, man.
I think you need to be told that. You need to know it.
Thank you. It's my favorite thing to do in the world.
You post it, you know? Not a lot. I think you've only posted 2 or 3 videos.
I don't post it a lot.
Yeah.
Have
you ever... Sorry, keep going.
When you say like, I know it, I know I'm confident in it. Yes. But no one knows the person behind the screen about to post it and thinking all the bad thoughts that anyone else could be thinking about me about the thing that I love to do the most in this world, you know?
I mean, we're our own biggest critics, so
Always.
I get that.
Yeah.
But dude, like, no, because I think I saw 2 of your videos at minimum that you posted singing. Amazing voice.
Thank you, man.
It's so good. Have you ever thought of conjoining comedy and singing? Like,
I don't want to do that.
You don't want to? Okay.
Don't want to because like I don't think I want that shtick. I think if I lean more into like stand-up comedy and I start doing this thing more consistently, I think I want to be able to flex that I could write good jokes without having this other talent to kind of lean on to to punch it up, right? And there's already another Filipino guy that is J.R. De Guzman is a Filipino guitar player and singer, and his entire set is him singing.
Yeah.
Don't want to do that.
You don't want that. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever sing live though? Do you ever perform live?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done it in a while.
Okay.
I used to be a wedding singer.
Okay.
So like when I was at community college, a way that I would make some money is that I would just get booked for weddings and I would have wedding bands to gig with and I would get money that way. I did a cappella in college. Yeah. I mean.
What was your a cappella group called?
In college, I was in like 3. Oh God, it's like hard for me to talk about this.
Are they all corny?
Everything's corny.
Yeah,
dude.
no, that's why I have to hear
Acapella
it.
itself is so corny.
Yeah.
And can be cool and fun, like if done really well. But like, I went to UC Davis. The 2 groups I was a part of was the Liquid Hot Plates. Yeah, thank you. That was the co-ed group.
The Liquid Hot Plates.
The all-male group was the Afterglow.
All right.
And then I was a part of
That's like a sex reference, isn't it?
I think like after you
post-coitus glow.
Yeah,
okay.
type thing. But yeah, I did some acapella. I love singing. It's my favorite thing to do in the world.
Do you write your own songs, like, or do you just do you sing like covers essentially?
Covers essentially, because I've tried to write my own songs, but
not much of a lyricist.
I just don't love what I'm writing, so I always stop halfway,
Okay.
and so I have a whole bunch of unborn babies. I don't like to call it that, but they are babies, kind of just. Waiting to come out.
It's kind of like jokes that we write where it's like it's not there yet, so I haven't done it yet.
It's not there yet. Yeah.
It's like you have the premise or the idea of it down.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you have a bunch of those, because I have a fucking
so many. Yeah,
so many. Right.
I got so many dumb premises in my back pocket at all times.
But they're there, and you can work on it, and it
Yeah.
can be beautiful. But sometimes I'm just too scared to put it out there, and I don't know, face the music. And if it's not good, I don't know if I could.
You don't think you could handle the criticism?
And then work on it to make it better. I think
But
I'd trash the whole
imagine
thing.
it's high risk, but it's also very high reward too.
Yeah.
Because like for me, when I see a good singer, like it's like I'm so impressed by it, because it's like, wow, you're able to like yell prettier than me, essentially.
Yeah, that's
you are pretty at screaming, and I can't do that. And so I'm always very impressed by good singers, and you are a good singer. So I feel like you could even write like basic lyrics and sing it in a really good tone, and I think no matter what, you're going to get a good response off of it. That's what I think. Obviously,
Thanks.
I'm sure you've tried with that in the past, and maybe you're just like, I'm not posting this shit. But I say go for it, dude. I say you go for it, because that's also, even with comedy, everything we do, we're taking risks, and it's like this could go bad or this could go great.
Yeah.
And I think with singing itself, considering you have such a good voice, it's high reward no matter what.
I appreciate that.
Risk, the criticism will probably only be about the lyrics.
Yeah.
That's something that could be,
Like I could work on. Truly.
yeah. Or even then, you could get a ghostwriter, because one thing they cannot deny is your talent for singing. They could be like, yeah, you're a bad writer, whatever, dude. Then you get a ghostwriter in the future, whatever. But I say go for it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. These are words that I need to hear to be able to like just do the damn thing.
Yeah,
And
now let me put you down for a minute.
Go ahead. Talk
you
about.
fucking suck at comedy. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. That doesn't hurt me that much.
You got to
because-
balance it out.
Yeah, I'm telling you to go pursue your dreams of singing, because I've seen you do comedy.
Yeah.
You should not.
Yeah, stop taking my spots on mics, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, dude, I just got to get over myself. It's not that serious. I don't know why I take some of these things seriously, but
And like I said, you got a good enough voice to where it's like the criticisms will only be about the lyrics.
Yeah.
At least I think.
yeah. I mean,
Now I'm imagining you posting like something you're really passionate about, and you're just getting eaten alive in the comment section.
shit, and it's because of you.
Yeah, you just look at me. You did this.
Oh shit.
For some reason, your credit score drops. Like everything just.
I delete
your life
my-
goes to hell.
Yeah, I lose my job because my manager saw the singing voice, and I'm just like, "Whoa, he should never write music."
Dude, I'd be sitting there eating a banana. I'd be like, that fucking blows, dude. Just,
That sucks, dude. Man, I wonder who told him to pursue his dreams of being a singer.
yeah, I guess you should have quit.
Yeah, quit while you're ahead.
This is why people don't listen to me regularly.
You turn it to a bit, and then it's just ragging on me.
Yeah, just
I knew this guy one time. I did a podcast with him, and he's a really good singer, and I told him to pursue it, and his life went to shit.
yeah. And guess what? Now he's in prison.
Shit. Or worse, like I follow that set.
Yeah.
Like I'm that guy.
Get over this guy who sucks at singing, everyone. Don't get too excited about his comedy either.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. The way that I end these episodes is with the comedy improv scene, actually.
Okay.
That's how I do it. Yeah, and it's
Let's try this.
and the way I go about this is that it could be about anything and everything having to do with today's episode, any of our conversation, or it could be about nothing at all. Do you want to start it, or do you want me to start it?
You start it.
You want me to start it? All right. Without further ado, baddies, it can't be that bad. I'll put some applause in post. Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Kirchner?
It's Kirchner.
Kirchner.
No,
Okay.
Kirchner.
Kirchner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's fine. Kirchner. All right, thank you. Please have a seat.
Do you want me to stand up and then sit down?
It's really just a mind game for me to assert my dominance, so stay seated, please.
Well, don't feel too dominant.
Okay, well, your blood tests came back, and you are indeed fat, and I'm sorry to break the news.
That's on the blood test?
That's on the blood test, yeah.
What are you testing during this this test? Like you took a sample of my blood and what came back? What is it? Can I see the list?
Well, right now...
Can I see the list?
No, you don't have a PhD, so I could not... I'll show you from a distance. As you can see right here in bold lettering, it says, gets no bitches.
Damn, that's test... Damn.
That's science,
That's
it's
actually
not
on
me.
the paper, too.
Science, it's not me.
Who's science?
I mean, it's more like, what is science, right? We are all science. I don't question science. And if science says gets no bitches, gets 0 hits on Tinder.
Can we redo the test? Because I've gotten at least one bitch.
Okay. Are you sure?
I've dabbled, for sure. At minimum 1.
You want to
I think
argue
your
with
test
science?
results are a little wrong. Can we get a second opinion on this?
Okay, sounds good. Here, I got, this is Linda Navarro. She'll be coming in.
Linda?
Hello. Hi. I'm the...
Whoa, wait, Linda, you kind of...
I'm
got
kind
a
of
nice voice.
You know what? I would be interested if it said that you did get bitches, but it says right here gets no bitches, so you can't get me.
So you want a promiscuous man, huh?
Pardon?
You want a promiscuous man?
I want a man with good credit, good cholesterol, better blood tests than you, and it seems like you're not any of that. Are you biting your lip? Is someone hungry? Get him a Twinkie. Let's get him a Twinkie.
The one thing on there, I mean, yeah, it says that I'm fat, but it doesn't mention how fat my dick is.
That's highly inappropriate. I'm still in the room. I'm still in the room, by the way. I can't be allowing this. That's okay. I'm a full-grown woman. I can handle this.
Yeah, you can.
What? That fat dick?
Yes.
It's you know what? You know who's being a fat dick right now? You are, because
and that doctor. I think we're both being fat dicks right now.
no, who over here?
Yeah.
That's my husband.
Well, your husband sucks.
Yeah,
you came
I
in here
mean,
and told me I don't got any bitches.
I mean, it's science. I don't know what to tell you. You know, it's not even because we're married that we're shooting you down. We are swingers and we are in an open relationship. It just says right here, if you could read the last line to me. So it's gets no bitches, gets 0 hits on Tinder, and can you read that?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Oh. And it says I have a fat dick. It's been on the thing the entire time.
Fuck, it does say you have a fat dick.
Thank you, science.
All right, Linda, seems like you're going to have to sleep with him, and I'm also part of this. It's a devil's threesome. Yeah. Sorry, do you have a hairband?
Yeah. Actually, I got 3 of them.
Okay. Why do you have 3? Oh my God.
Well, it's for all those bitches I don't get.
Oh, these are...
I like to be prepared. It's
just
like
in case.
You carry around like condoms in your wallet. Sometimes I carry around hair ties. Just in case I meet some beautiful bitch like Linda.
Okay. Well, that's, I don't prefer to be called bitch, but I'll take it.
Do you prefer to be
this
called
time.
beautiful?
I love that.
Well, guess what? Bitch is always going to come after beautiful then. Mm-hmm. So it's beautiful bitch. I'm sorry, Linda. There's no exceptions on that.
You know what? I think that you're actually very smooth. There's something wrong with these blood tests. You definitely get bitches the way that you talk. Cut to a random girl named Stacy just kind of looking for a male gigolo online. Wow, who's this? Jordan Kirchner. Age 27. 5'9". Fat dick. Wow, fat dick. All right, speak now. Speak now with Jordan. Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess I'll do that. It's Skype. Oh, hi. Oh my gosh. Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Stacy.
Stacy. Wow, I knew a girl that died a few years ago named Stacy.
Horrible
car accident.
Not really a good way to start off like a date. Oh my gosh.
Oh, is this a date? I thought this was like a first time meeting. Like we're just kind of FaceTiming right now. I always say the wrong thing, but if it means that Stacy was beautiful in living and in the casket that day, she looked amazing.
I mean, I guess it's okay. I guess you saved yourself.
Yeah, she kind of remind me of her.
But I'm alive.
That's the worst part about it. But
Oh my
you
God.
do remind me of her.
Oh my God.
She just wouldn't stop yapping.
Okay, it's fine. Let's just get through all of this. It says you have fat dick, and I'm into fat dicks. So let's just get this whole thing going. Can you drive to Vallejo?
Yeah, send me your address. I'll put it on a Waze.
Okay, sounds good. And scene.
All right.
Nice, man. And that's improv, dude. Yeah, you can fucking do improv.
I think it's because it's just one-on-one. I think that helps.
Well, it's kind of tough if it was like in a large group and
Yeah, if there was an audience watching, I would have been up there like, I don't know.
Really?
I don't know, I think I draw blanks on that shit. Typically.
With improv, sometimes
Maybe I've turned a new leaf. I don't know.
Maybe you could try it out, dude.
It has been a while since I've done any improv, so
Highly recommend.
maybe I've naturally gotten better through stand-up, or maybe that was bad when you go back and you watch it. You're gonna be like, that was terrible.
No, I've done enough of these to know like when the vibes are right, and that was a fun scene.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, dude. Thanks so much for coming through. Won't be the last time. Now that I've had both, I've had you, Guile, and Mario come on. Eventually, I kind of want to do a chaotic episode with all of us.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
It'd be chaos.
That'd be
I
a lot.
already know that it's gonna be loud.
Did you hear Mario's weasel laugh?
Oh, dude. I
love
when I was
Mario,
editing it. It's such a loud laugh. It makes me feel good though. Like I'm really
it's good.
funny.
It's every time he laughs, I was like, I don't even know that was that good, man. Like, hell
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, what the hell? I want him in the crowd every time
He's
I do
such an
stand
easy
up.
laugher. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
Like it's so loud and joyous and whatnot.
He's happy to be there, which makes you happy to be there.
Interesting guy. Yeah. I'm excited to kind of like dive deeper into this comedy network because you guys are just kind of down for the hang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always down to clown.
Yeah. Why was that hard for you out of everything that else that you've said today?
It's not a regular phrase, I guess. I don't fucking know, dude.
I've definitely had those moments like,
That was me freestyling again.
oh shit, down
I'm
and
down to
clown
clown.
rhymes. Yeah, that's something that you just don't typically say.
No, yeah.
And you just hate yourself for
I
saying
think it was. It almost came off too natural. Like, oh, that's a regular phrase for me. It's not.
Well, that's how regular phrases start. You know, when you hear something from a movie and you're like,
I don't want that to be. I don't want that to be a regular phrase for me. I don't want people to be like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" Like, yeah, I'm down to clown. Let's.
Dude, oh yeah, up to the stage is now Jordan, down to clown Kirchner.
Yeah. If anything, that'd be Jordan down to frown Kirchner, dude. I'm always ready to get sad, dude. Yeah, you guys
Cut
want to
my
hang out and
life
cry?
into pieces.
This is my last resort.
Yeah,
Anyways.
every single time he comes out and does a set, he demands that he comes out to Papa Roach.
I need one person to leave here upset by the end of the night. You know?
Yeah, just if you're all laughing, then I haven't done my job. Yeah, man. So funny. It's so funny. Yeah, dude, till next time. Now, this is the part where I'm going to tell you to do all the things we were talking about that happen on podcasts. Like, you got anything to promote? You know, is there anything?
Yeah, I'll say what I normally...
Yeah, go look in the barrel of the camera and promote your stuff.
Anyways,
Nice.
Yeah, you could keep that in. I have nothing to promote off the top of my head, but you could follow me on Jordan Kirchner's. You can follow me on Instagram at Jordan Kirchner's Evil Twin, and I pretty much will post everything there as time goes on.
Nice. Okay. Baddies. That's what I call my listener base. It's not like I just have a whole bunch of like. I mean, yeah, they're baddies. They can be baddies.
Just thick men.
Just I have a very a lot of my listener base just what do you call them, bears?
Yeah,
Like big gay hairy men, right? Just bears, a whole bunch
they're
of
watching
bears.
you. They're like, look at this Filipino twink.
I think I would be classified as like a bear. I have like a hairy chest. I have a bigger
Okay,
frame.
the hair maybe. Yeah,
Yeah, but definitely not I mean, whatever.
If I was gay, I'd probably be a twink. So
be a
it's
twink?
okay. Yeah, I'm mostly hairless.
Like prison would not treat you well.
Dude, I better never go. I don't think I'd enjoy myself.
Yeah, dude, you'd be number one on the menu.
I'm having a not so chill time today in prison.
I'm not gonna shower ever. I'm cool off of that. Yeah, baddies, you guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find the podcast because you're already here. Jordan, one more time, if you could look into the barrel of your camera, leave the listeners, leave my baddies with a phrase, a saying, a piece of advice that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
Oh, something like it can't be that bad. I think I stopped listening on accident. What?
Just a phrase, a saying, a piece of advice that they could go about their day with that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
If you're having a bad day, just remember, someone out there just stubbed their toe.
It's good. Perfect. Dude, till next time. Thanks for coming through. See you,
for
man.
having me.
All right. Peace, baddies. Love you. Bye.
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.